What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and as you can all see, I got my KMS account back, and I am back on the Dark Knight. First things first, before I get into everything, the whole situation, I just want to thank all of you guys, everybody who told me, everything was going to be just fine, gave me support, everybody that reached out to me on Discord and stuff. I was kind of in like a pretty stressed period, didn't exactly answer all the messages I got just because, I got to a point where I just didn't really want to talk about it anymore, and it was just stressing me out, and I was like, damn, like I'm tired of it, like all that stuff. But I'm just really happy to say today that we are back. Unfortunately, it does come with some sacrifices, which I will talk about towards the end of this video. However, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the story of what happened. So it all comes back to May 27th, 2024. There was an IP ban because of a new hidden policy to combat sweatshops and botters, so they don't just delete accounts and create new ones that bypass these restrictions. This is being done because that obviously it's a problem in Korea with sweatshops being a thing, and people from like various other like countries and stuff, they will go and create accounts just so they can farm on, get mesos, sell these mesos, and make money off of these accounts by just farming and selling mesos. There was a 3-week period that they were monitoring accounts that were using VPNs that bypass these IP restrictions. This happened to me, this happened to Steve, this happened to our account owner Neo. We were involved in the mix of these because this IP ban was not rolled out to everybody. I don't know the specifications of this because this is a really weird IP ban. Because even if you look at people in the States, it's like not everybody in the States got IP banned, but I did for whatever reason and stuff like that, so it was just really off. So I started using a VPN. I started using Mudfish, which is a VPN, because I saw some people confused on what Mudfish was, but any sort of VPN for that matter was a no-go. They detected this stuff immediately, and the 3 weeks they spent monitoring accounts, they banned everyone. Everyone using a VPN to bypass this block, out, chopping block, over. So because this IP ban was a thing to combat sweatshops and botters and stuff, we were banned on June 18th under the assumption that we were also sweatshop, botters, meso sellers, all that crap. So instead of like the usual ban that we were supposed to have gotten, we ended up getting a 1 year for me, a perma ban for Steve instead, because we were both under the assumption to be people who sold mesos or part of sweatshops. I kind of want to make a correction here from the last video. Neo did not file a formal complaint. That was going to be done if we didn't receive anything back within a couple of weeks, but I'm pretty sure around the time that was supposed to happen, that's when we started getting all this news, so a formal complaint was never filed. We just sent in a regular, Neo sent in a regular ticket instead, asking about why we were banned, what was going on. We got a response back on the 20th, so 2 days later, 2 days after the ban, we got a response back, and we were told about using a VPN to bypass the IP bans. But the weirdest thing happened. They also suspected identity theft as well, and this really ticked Neo off because he's had this KMS account for like 15 years, also giving us additional Nexon IDs that Steve and I could play on. So he's just like, why the hell are they suspecting me of an identity theft, right? Like, it's weird. This was when Neo put in a ticket on this date. First things first, he wanted to address using a VPN since May 27th, when the new hidden policy happened that IP banned accounts that were suspected of being sweatshops. We were blocked from accessing the game, all that stuff, and all the accounts used at the same time. It was like pretty much under Neo. Neo had a Wild Hunter account that he would use as well. There was my account, there was Steve's account, so that was also like really suspect when they were looking at it, and that's why they decided to target pretty much all these accounts except for Neo's main account for some reason. I don't know how he dodged the bullet, but it'd be like that. But he did mention specifically that the 2 accounts that he did lend, one to me and one to Steve, these were accounts that were lent because we wanted to play the game. We did not purchase these accounts. It is against the rules completely to be purchasing an account to play Korean Maple Story. So this needs to be mentioned, completely. Neo mentions how he knows us in real life, which I guess is technically true now, considering that Neo has met both Steve and us in person at this point. And, and there was no malicious intent at all. And the ticket was sent, and that's when the whole waiting period began. After that, we would get nothing but silence for 2 whole weeks, and it was damaging. The 2-week wait felt like the longest thing in the world. I couldn't even it was so bad. But sometime during these 2 weeks, right, they went and launched a full investigation on all of our accounts. They found no fault except for the VPN usage. We got a ticket back regarding that, and they were like, hey, don't use VPNs. Because you use the VPN, your ban restriction was shortened from 1 year for me, permanent for Steve. Both of our accounts were shortened to a 15-day ban. Because yes, using a VPN, especially to bypass a block like this, using a VPN is against the rules, and we did deserve a 15-day ban because of that. However, at the time they responded to us on this ticket, it has already been over 15 days. I think it's been about 16 days at this point. Therefore, our accounts, the ban on our accounts were completely lifted. And this happened on July 4th. So our account ban lasted from June 18th to July 4th. So we were on ban on July 4th. However, all was not completely finished because we were still IP blocked. So Neo sent in one final request to ask if we could remove this restriction and be able to play without using a VPN. They responded back asking Neo for one more thing, and that was for the legal documentations to get it lifted, for everything that he needed to provide. And he provided that, and it was good. They got back to us a day later, which is today, July 5th, and they told us we are able to access our accounts. However, there's a catch. Of all the Nexon IDs we have, me, Neo, Steve, they removed the restriction. They removed the restriction off of 1 Maple ID each, and they even mentioned to Neo the account that was played the most was my Dark Knight right here. So they definitely removed the restriction off of that. And I think they mentioned my ID, the Nexon ID that I'm playing on specifically, because I play on 2 different Maple IDs. I play on my regular ID and I play on my reboot ID. They mentioned that they removed the restriction off of my regular ID. However, the reboot ID is still maintained, and I no longer am able to use a VPN to play this game because that's against the rules, and I don't want to face another ban. So, with that being said, SerpentStone is dead. Whether that be for the time being or for permanently, I'm kind of expecting it to kind of be a main thing. So, like I said, sacrifices were made. Rest in peace to SerpentStone. The reboot series finished just in time. While I did have a lot of fun playing this character, and I said I was going to continue to play it after finishing the series, that will no longer be the case. I unfortunately am okay with this, mainly just because of the changes they made to reboot earlier this year. I lost kind of my genuine love for the server after a little while of time has passed, and I never really cared to play it anymore. I was perfectly fine with completely quitting the buck after the reboot series ended, but this time I'm kind of practically forced to quit it. So as sad as it is time to move on. And yeah, that's the story. We're back. I just want to point out, because there have been accusations over some people that have also been banned, but haven't gotten their accounts unbanned because of this. No special treatment was involved. Neo went through a lot of shit to be able to make sure his account was fully secured, to be able to prove everything he could to the support team to be able to get our accounts back. So for anyone who was banned and you know, they're wondering why they haven't gotten it banned yet, that is probably an issue that they have to put up with their account owners. And there is a certain group of people that I am talking about when it does come to this, so I need to clarify. With that being said, what's gonna happen moving forward? I don't know. We got things. I still haven't done any of them. I literally haven't even started a milestone event in game yet. At least logged in. I haven't done my dailies. I haven't done anything. I haven't started a goddamn thing. But certain things are coming. I guess at the time I am uploading this video, Limbo is out on the test server in 6 days. So that's gonna be cool to test out when the time comes. But you know, other things like, you know, burning world, you know, item burning, stuff like that, seeing how far you can progress with that, that's going to be interesting to test out as well. But mostly I think I'm just going to be grinding the Dark Knight for a while. Yes, even after all these shenanigans, I still am back and I still want to grind. I want to hit 290 for Talahart. You know what's going on. Certain things just got to be done. Again, rest in peace to SerpentStone. Had a good, long, hard run. I appreciate everything that SerpentStone did for this channel. I really do. He will not be missed. He will not be missed. But with that being said, this concludes the situation. This concludes the predicament that I was in with Steve. Steve is also back. He will be making his video. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys for waiting for me for so long. I didn't even stream for like 3 weeks almost. It was a long episode of a bunch of stuff going on, but I'm back now, and I will see you guys in the next video.